truth would quickly cease to be stranger than fiction once we got as used to it. Without man and his potential for moral progress, the whole of reality would be a mere wilderness, a thing in vain, and have no final purpose. Success is doing what you want to do, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, as much as you want. Genius is measured not by static volume but by kinetic vision. Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. Whether you think you're right or you think you're wrong, you're right. If you think in pictures, right? If you think in words, paint. Many people pray to be kept out of unexpected problems. Some people pray to be able to confront and overcome them. The bounties of space, of infinite outwardness, were three: empty heroics, low comedy, and pointless death. Having the best doesn't make you the best, but producing the best makes you the best. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. We get swallowed up by the illusion that unless we can find a place to belong, we are going to be all alone in the world. Excellence/perfection is not a destination. It is a continuous journey that never ends. No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. Don't be afraid to be afraid. Have fear, and then conquer the shit out of it. Death is unstoppable. One must face it as a fact of life. Everyone's time is limited. What matters most is to focus on what matters most. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. In all of living, have much fun and laughter. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet. Once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it. My fake plants died because I did not pretend to water them. Happiness is a mysterious thing, to be found somewhere between too little and too much. Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. There is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. You are a wonderful creation. You know more than you think you know, just as you know less than you want to know. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think the same could be said for time. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be ye cheerful. Strive to be happy. In my opinion, our healthcare system has failed when a doctor fails to treat an illness that is treatable. One always has a better book in one's mind than one can manage to get onto paper. Our lives were just beginning. Our favorite moment was right now. Our favorite songs were unwritten. Sometimes you lie to deceive people. Sometimes you lie because you need the lie to become the truth. More people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them. Sisters in battle, I am shield and blade to you. As I breathe, your enemies will know no sanctuary. While I live, your cause is mine. Evolution is a revolution without R, and R is a renewal of the mind. People know what they do. Frequently they know why they do what they do, but what they don't know is what they do does. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. That is all very senseless, but this senselessness has a pretty mouth, and it smiles. The penalty for procrastination is the loss of hopes and dreams. The smallest thing, well done, becomes artistic. Between living and dreaming there is a third thing. Guess it. Whoever is for you will always be with you. However, not everyone who is with you is for you. To be alone is to be different. To be different is to be alone. It had always seemed to him a very plush kind of problem, a privilege, really, to consider whether life was meaningful or not. As the questioner, you have the natural advantage of control. When you are living the best version of yourself, you inspire others to live the best versions of themselves. Dying is only one thing to be sad over. Living unhappily is something else. Earthlings win on being friendly, when they should have been thinking instead. Never let your past mistakes cause you to doubt your future. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Even though the ship may go down, the journey goes on. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, they are vexations to the spirit. I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return. The man who alters his way of thinking to suit others is a fool. Edit your life frequently and ruthlessly. It's your masterpiece after all. When you compare the sorrows of real life to the pleasures of the imaginary one, you will never want to live again, only to dream forever. Closed in a room, my imagination becomes the universe, and the rest of the world is missing out. Learning to distance yourself from all the negativity is one of the greatest lessons to achieve inner peace. A kind thought, word, or action creates infinite ripples of caring, consideration, and peace. Don't be afraid of death, be afraid of the unlived life. Not all things that fall down break. Some develop wings. I had learned that when you want something really good for you, you must work hard for it, or you must pay for it. I've never seen anything as bright as the rays of kindness. All that happens means something. Nothing you do is ever insignificant. It all starts with a tiny, stupid idea. Then one thing leads to another, and suddenly, you find something amazing, yourself. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. A real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Life is going to give you just what you put in it. Put your whole heart in everything you do, and pray. Then you can wait. If life throws you a few bad notes or vibrations, don't let them interrupt or alter your song. If I had to live my life again, I'd make the same mistakes, only sooner. Faith is not like a raincoat, only to be worn on drizzly days. Do not sabotage your new relationship with your last relationship's poison. Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything else you do. He who takes offense when no offense is intended is a fool, and he who takes offense when offense is intended is a greater fool. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. I need to stop fantasizing about running away to some other life and start figuring out the one I have. We can't choose our fate, but we can choose others. Be careful in knowing that. Small is the number of them that see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. You can go your whole life collecting days, and none will outweigh the one you wish you had back. Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. It is culture that is the bully, or an ALDO central to Theo Waitley, saltation. Your words will either give you joy or give you sorrow, but if they were spoken without regret, they give you peace. Trees are poems the earth writes upon the sky. We fell them down and turn them into paper, that we may record our emptiness. If the road is easy, you're likely going the wrong way. At the end of my life, I want every page to be filled with Jesus making much of his beauty only legacy. If you believe, you can, but work hard to believe. Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. I wish I could make him understand that a loving good heart is riches enough, and that without it intellect is poverty. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. There is nothing more frightful than ignorance in action. It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Leadership is not about having the most power or authority, it's about having the courage and drive to turn ideas into action. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive. I am the truth, since I am part of what is real, but neither more nor less than those around me.